Right. I believe we're recording. So take it away, President.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I think we're just missing Danny, which kind of makes sense because it was Valentine's Day yesterday, which is one of their biggest nights at the restaurant. So I'm sure.
He didn't get home until very late, probably. Yeah. So he might be joining us. He might not.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's see, updates on the grants. Anything new, Warihana, from the ACT grant or the AJA Foundation?
Okay, so we haven't heard back from them yet, but then it takes 4 to 6 weeks in both case, um, in both cases. But then we've heard back from Benevity. So Benevity is one of those platforms that we wanted to create our profile on.
Uh-huh.
So it gives you access to like exposure. So funders, donors could find you on the platform. It's also an avenue for you to market your platform, like showcasing the works that you've done. And also, we can use that platform for fundraising. So, on the platform, the first step to creating your profile and running fundraising campaigns was to make a request. So you submit an initial request to them, and then they can either approve or decline. And I've heard back from them, and we've been approved to go ahead and create our full profile as well as start running campaigns to raise funds.
Beautiful.
Awesome,
Yes.
that's great.
That's great. Yeah, that's excellent. That's definitely worth celebrating. Thank you, Benny. For sure. That's great. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Now, are you planning on so these will these also act like when these requests to work with us? I guess these are different, right? In that we're not going to them; they're coming to us. Correct?
Yes. So on that platform, it's not like we are applying for a funding opportunity. There are three things we can gain from the platforms. One being being able to create fundraising campaigns. That's one. The second one is by creating your profile, you give yourself visibility, and then three being because of your visibility, funders, donors can find you and reach out to you.
Okay. Great, great.
Yes.
So in these cases, do these funds that we'll get, just I'm thinking with my CFO hat on, are these typically restricted or unrestricted funds?
So let's say we fundraise. For fundraising, you would create the cause that you want to fund.
Uh-huh.
So when we get the money, then ideally it's supposed to go towards that cause. So assuming we create a fundraising campaign for the Northern Health Shield, ideally if we get any funds coming, then it should go to the Northern Health Shield.
Yeah.
Now, if a funder or a donor reach out to us, then at that point we'll have to discuss the terms, whether the funding they are giving us is restricted, unrestricted,
Uh-huh.
or yeah, multi-year. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. I just wasn't sure how it was going to go. It sounds like you're at the point of building the profile now that we've
Yeah.
been approved, and I think that's wonderful news. And I think that uh, we should the we should discuss if we think that opening a fundraising uh, effort for the Northern Health Shield on the platform makes sense. My only concern is that is that um, we lose sight of where these profiles are,
Mm.
whether it's because you're on holiday or something changes, and then we can't keep them up to date. So hopefully the double linking will take place between these sites, if you will, these profiles on our website, so that
Yeah.
Ben, myself, the president, anyone else can go to them and say, okay, we have a profile here. It looks like it's a bit stale. We need to do an update.
Yeah.
I know that you'll be handling that for now. I just want to make sure
Yes.
that your predecessor or your mentor or whoever kind of has a common location to say, okay, these are the sites we need to keep updated. Or Ben, if he needs to make a blog post and copy it out there, or I know you'll be handling that, but I just want to make sure that double linking is there for all of the profiles that we do.
Okay. So once now that we've been approved on Benevity, once I finish creating the profile, I will list it on our website. So that's the linking
Beautiful.
aspect.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, that'll be great. I think that that's perfect because it'll also give us that SEO double linking and validation as well. So I think that that's because essentially we've been vetted by essentially another organization to build
Right.
on their profile. So that's a feather in our cap. That's something that I don't know. Maybe Benjamin, maybe that's something that can be noted in our Wikipedia page going forward. That we are on these platforms? Is that maybe a new section, or is that something that we could doubly link and prove our identity and strengthen our identity a bit more on the Wikipedia page in the future?
Yeah, I think it's something we can add to our article.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives us more exposure or more opportunity for people to verify our works
Uh-huh.
from different sources. Yeah.
Okay, great. Great. Now, Warihana, last question on that. Will those profiles be public and like are they like SEO type indexed, or are they you have to have a login to see the profile?
Yes, you need to log in to see the profile.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the Wikipedia page, it would simply be a would
Kevin,
be
when I say login, it doesn't mean like username and password login. Once you visit the non-profit section on Benevity, you will see our profile.
okay. Okay, so it
Yeah.
won't be require a login to actually see our profile.
No, you don't. You don't have to log in, but it doesn't
Okay.
appear on Chrome like or a search browser
Yeah.
like the way SEO would show give basic needs and then the other pages,
Right.
the Give basic needs website.
Okay, great. And then Warhana, what email are you using to generate the profile? Will it be your individual, or should we build that under a common one like smiley@givebasicneeds.org? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so I was using my Give Basic Needs email,
Okay.
but if we want to use a common email, maybe we can use an email like donate at Give Basic Needs,
Hmm.
since these are all related to funding efforts, or we can use the info at Give Basic Needs.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna def- I'm gonna so the other thing that's important is not only to have it linked on our website so we know to maintain it, etc., but to know what user was used and what password was used. And so
Yeah.
Ben, with regards to compliance and website management and things like that, do you have a preferred one that we should register all of these profiles against? I'm definitely thinking a generic one, maybe like info or donate. But we also have done things in the past where we've used Smiley at givebasicneeds.org for kind of internal back end type systems. So Ben, do you have a thought on which account we should use to build this profile?
Yeah. I think we can use the info at Give Basic Needs
Okay.
so that in any case they want to even reach out to us, they can send an email through that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that looks like a contact. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think using that one would be better.
Okay. And Warhana, are you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine, and I can easily change the emails of those ones that I've already created from my Give Basic Needs email to the info email.
Uh-huh.
And I have a document. I don't know if this is a good practice. I have a document where I keep all the login details,
Yeah.
just so that I can share with you and then anyone else.
Yeah, so this is not a good practice. But I understand the need. I understand the need. I'm going to take the action item to make our logins more accessible to the team. And
Okay.
so I'm going to take the action item to do that, so you can put those in the in a common place. Um,
Okay.
and so no, that's good to know, and that's what I was getting at, was where is this password going to live if Ben has to make an update, or I do, or Elaina, or anyone else. And so I
Yeah.
will take the action item to come up with a common repository for, hopefully, I mean, maybe we just build it under info at give basic needs on something like
Okay.
one password, and
Yeah.
then we can drop them all in there. I currently have a list internally that's secured for things like our hosting, our hosting providers and DNS providers and all of these. I have a list, but it's too internal now that you guys have come on board. I can't really give you that list, and I can't give you the tool that I use. So I'm going to take the action item to identify a new way to do passwords amongst the team members here that need access to them. But for now, if you could just keep it in your password file, and then know that that password file will be going away. Keep it there. Use info at give basic needs as Benny suggested, and then I'll work on that. Does that sound good?
Yes. Sounds great.
Okay, good. And then Ben, do you agree with that as well?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect.
I had another question for you, Warihana. Did you come across a website or a grant called Mobile Beacon?
Mobile.
Mobile Beacon?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was just interesting because I got an email first saying that we had been not selected as one of their grants, and then they sent a follow-up email saying, sorry, please disregard that. We're not sure why that went out or whatever it is. So I was like, huh, I hadn't heard of it before and just wasn't sure how they got my email. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
I think this will be really important that we use this common info email, because I feel like the grant train, if you will, and the ability to seek grants and all of this is a huge exploit for spammers and people phishing for resources. So I think it's very critical that we have Warahana as the lead. And when items come up against anyone in the team, it's important that we do exactly what the Presidio did before acting on anything, and that's to check in with Warahana to see if this is legit or not, because spammers and people fishing for funds are very common in this space, and we need to be aware of that. So if anyone receives any email that gets through our spam filters at Google Workspace, please, before you act on anything, before you click on anything, check with Warahana, and it's best to just forward the email to her and let her delegate back to you as to whether you should proceed or she'll take it from there.
Hmm.
Great.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Yeah. Anything else on the grant topic?
Yes. So I haven't found any opportunity that were a great fit yet, but I have some good leads that I'm looking at.
Okay.
But also done some work on the Northern Health Shield page.
Okay.
Um, the truth of the matter is, well, it's a painful truth, but most funders are interested in projects that have some sort of women empowerment in it. It's
Uh-huh.
not something that I fully support because if you look at the funding landscape now, all the projects are going towards women empowerment.
Yeah.
But then it's like at the end of the day, we are empowering women, we are making them self sufficient, and then we are leaving our men behind. But sometimes, if you want to access some of these funding opportunities, you just have to align with them.
Uh-huh.
And that's how come we even want to make the lead RNs female. But then again, they have the opportunity to get other nurses, be it male or female, to support them in their works. So what I have done, the updates I've done on the website is to emphasize that the Northern Health Shield, the lead nurses are female, and the cultural bridge aspect, where we are exploring moringa and neem and other things for their medicinal purposes. Um, I have indicated that when we, let's say we get to a point where, or even where we are sourcing them, we will source them from women. So when we get to a point where we have to form women cooperatives, where we train them on how to cultivate these and the best way to dry them and then sell them to us, or we source from them, then that's something we can explore. But I've also added some form of women empowerment in that angle, where we are using women cooperatives to uh, provide us with these inputs. That's the neem, the moringa, etc. So two angles of women empowerment: the women cooperatives for the cultural bridge aspects of the Northern Health Shield, and then our lead RNs being female. So that's what I've added on the Northern Health Shield page. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Yep.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
think I think it's great. I would have just suggested maybe running some of the changes by Kevin first before going in and doing it possibly.
Yeah, I mean that's
Okay.
fine. I mean you are writing the grants, so you know
Yeah.
exactly what the words are.
Mhm.
And I kind of gave that up. I told Warihana.
You
She
did?
asked me. Yeah, I
Okay.
said go ahead and make the changes, whatever you want that page to look like. So that was totally fine. That was a good point,
I got
and
you.
that we don't want to change direction just because of one grant. But
Mhm.
I think that I think that
The
I think
website, yeah, the website looks great. Absolutely. I see the changes that you made, and
yeah.
yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and I think that the point that you made earlier is very relevant. The very first point is that we don't intend uh, while we intend to empower females, if that's what grants want, we clearly don't want to leave out males. And I think your
Mhm.
comment there was warranted and spot on. And I think that if anyone on the team feels that we are too focused on women, then we will spin out projects that are directed not from grants but internal projects to help the males. So if for example the health hub is a little bit different, right? But if we want our own co-ops to be started, we can start those with our funds to produce neem or whatever it is that we might need, moringa, etc. Or if there are other opportunities, we can focus on empowering males as well. So if the grants all want females, fine, we'll do all females. But then we'll take our dollars and supplement for the males because we clearly don't want it. It's not a gender thing; it's an equality thing. And I think that unfortunately it's been too male oriented in the past, and now as you pointed out, Warahana, it may be swinging too far female and leaving out the males. So it really isn't a gender thing for us at all, for me personally at all. It's an equality thing. And so we need to find that balance within our organization and the projects that we fund. So I think that's great that you've identified that and that you brought it to our attention, especially as a female, because that's the only place that really that can come from. Otherwise, it looks like males continuing to try to maintain their power. So that's much appreciated, and I think super healthy that you brought that up. Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and great
Um,
work on the website as well. It looks great.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So I've started adding the descriptions to the template task, but I've not completed that yet. Um, Once I'm done, then we can use that template to create the projects for ACT and AJA, right?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah, the template. Yeah, exactly. Once the grant template is done, then we'll create those projects with the templates, and we should be good.
Okay.
And I was looking at your document regarding the grant template and the descriptions that you have in there for each of the each of the tasks is almost what needs to be put into the task.
Okay.
And so there's just, I mean, the whole point is to essentially take the document that you've created and put it into Smiley.
Yeah.
And so I think that all of the hard work of laying out the dependencies, of building all of the tasks, all of that has been done. It's now just a little bit of documentation so that we can leave that document behind, if you will, or say this is what we started with. It's fine to leave it, but the real version is in Smiley. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, great. Great. And so, are you having any problems with the templates right now and making those changes, or did we get all the permissions figured out?
No, I have all the permissions now.
Okay, great. Great. I want to make sure that was on me. I was holding that up. Great, great work. Yeah, thank you so much, Warihana.
Good, good.
Alright.
Okay.
Yes.
To legal, financial, operational. Like Warihana just said, she's working on the ERP next tasks descriptions, banking transition, progress on moving from Gemini to direct fidelity to GT bank transfers.
Yeah, so that is so we have, just to give everybody an update, we have heard back from Anderson, and the individual's name is Kareem, and he is to get us a response tomorrow regarding our organizational structure and the splitting of the two organizations and how we plan to do that with um, at arm's length, as it's referred to, transactions. And so we will take his input. I will look at that and make revisions to the organizational structure document and the communication and the flow of money from uh, give Kalusi Family Foundation in the U.S. to Give Basic Needs in Ghana, and revise that, and then put that together and out for comment. So if you guys could look for that revision. Uh, I'm hopeful tomorrow, but I don't know how much changes will be needed. How many changes will be needed? Hopefully, it's not many, and I can easily make those changes and then publish a new version of the document out to the group for approval. And once that's approved, then I will give Salam the go ahead to work with the attorney on his side, whomever he's chosen, and to go ahead and review the structure from the Ghana law perspective, and then we'll be ready to formalize it with the board meetings, the resignations, and the ultimate registration of the new organizations. At which time, then we'll begin to open up the bank account, the GT bank account, and also then begin to fund and transition away from the Gemini account.
Okay.
Does anybody have questions on that? Ben, are you clear on all of that?
Yeah, I'm clear. Yeah.
Okay, great, great. And
Yeah.
Salam, you are as well?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay, great, great. And Luke?
Yep.
Okay, and Elaina?
I'm good.
Okay, and Warhana?
Yes, please.
Okay, great, great. I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page because it does affect us organizationally and
Mm-hmm.
how the money flows, if you will. So that touches all of us. So that's great.
Excellent. Okay. Recruitment and media protocol. We had talked about in our Friday meeting about taking photos when we approach the chiefs and are asking them for the permission for the land. But it was suggested by Salam that that may not be the best idea because it could create conflicts between the villages and the chiefs, and rumors could possibly be started as far as like payment and money and things like that for the land. So we're just going to be cautious and hold off on those pictures until the project is actually underway, or the hub is actually underway there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was an update there. I'm still working on the job description, kind of combining it with the franchisee agreement that Kevin had written, just putting more aspects for the legality of nurses and, you know, having to have that PIN having the clinic to be approved by the health authority there and things like that, things that they need to do. So I'm still working on that. Any?
I just have one thought on that I want to throw out to the group is, if the health hub, let's just take Health Hub 1, which we're going to fund, and let's say that we have an RN entrepreneur picked out and is working the hub. It's my understanding that as of today, they will solicit business through their own phone number and own email. So my question to everyone is, one, do they get a @Give Basic Needs email? And two, the phone number that they use, do we have any concerns about that? Them using their personal number as opposed to a Give Basic Needs number. My concern is that if RN Entrepreneur in Health Hub 1 doesn't work out, and after 6 months, Salam decides we need to replace the situation, we need to change the situation, the franchisee is not doing what they're supposed to, they're going to take the number and all the contacts and all the advertising with them. So do we need a generic Health Hub @Give Basic Needs email? Will people communicate via email in this region when media does go out? Do we even care, and we say that that's their business and we're now implementing a new franchisee and that this is their business, it's their responsibility to get their new phone number out and their email out? Like, how does that communication look on the ground? Salam, could you start?
Yes. So I think that if we are leaving the business to them completely,
Mm-hmm.
then we should allow them handle their communication their own way, have their own numbers, their own contacts, manage the facility.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand in a franchise model, there is certain elements that is retained to the determination of the mother organization that is franchising the health hubs,
Uh-huh.
to make sure that things are run in compliance with the mother organization's objectives,
Right.
brand, and public appeal.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that regards, I think that if we think it will be proper, and in order to maintain the mother organization's public appeal, so that we manage how communications are handled, then we should get specific telephone numbers for the facilities where the general public can phone in, and those numbers can be taken and given to a different RN should we replace one at any point. At the same time, we should have the mother organization, which is Give Basic Needs, email addresses for their communication, so that in the event that they are leaving, we can replace them. But if we are running this as a completely hands-off project to the RNs, then we should allow them to handle their own communications. And that means that except in situations of aggravated actions, there is that certainty that the RN will be there forever and the facility belongs to the RN forever.
Yeah, these are good points, very good points, and yeah, we'll need to take some kind of a decision. Benjamin, do you have any thoughts on which approach is best?
Yeah, so to me, since we are leaving the operations to them, I would also suggest that we can leave the communication to them, because in the communities, most of the service will be rendered at a facility. So that, in a way, not completely, but limits the chance that when the person leaves, the communication stops, because the people would be coming to the community more. That is in case of the clients and the nurse. So when a particular nurse finally leaves, it doesn't completely breaks off the communication, because the new people that might be seeking his services will be coming to the facility again. And when they come to meet a new RN there, maybe a new relation could be built. With emails, unless it has to deal with official task, I don't think the communities we are focusing on will have a lot of people communicating through emails. So even if we are setting up an email, maybe it's for official purposes, communicating with us or communicating with maybe buying, procuring a particular product to that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But aside that, the email wouldn't actually be a challenge. So I would say we can allow them operate via their own numbers, communicate in a way, since these are even people we would first of all have to, we are not picking any random people. They are
Right.
people that we trust and we are handling, but that doesn't mean they would work forever. Even if they are going in any event, probably one gets posted in the near future and he wants to leave, then we should be able to have a smooth transition
Mm-hmm.
from that arrange to another. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's good thoughts, Benny, and I think that's good feedback. Thank you for that. Warahana, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yes. So okay. So since it is not guaranteed that an RN would be at a hub for forever, an RN can be at the hub for a year, 2 years, and then they might have to leave, just like Ben said, maybe they've been posted and then they want to leave, or they want to pursue other things,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they have gone against the terms and conditions of our RN agreement.
Uh-huh.
I would suggest that as part of the setup of the hubs, we could add a landline. MTN has this landlines. I have one. It's just a handset, like a mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
So as part of the setup at the desktop or the front desk, we can have that kind of handheld landline there, so that that becomes the number for the clinic, for the hub. And then if the RN is leaving and then another RN is taking over, then it's the same number that is still going to be in use. Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, so that's a really good point, and I think my question to you, who understand the communities a lot better clearly than I ever will, but as Ben pointed out, it's not likely that there will be email communication to the clinic. But my question then to Warahana is, will there be phone communication?
Yes, there will be phone communications, especially when they become familiar with the people at the center.
Uh huh.
They might actually call to see, oh, let's say I was looking for a particular vaccine, then I call in to see, oh, do you have the vaccine now? Can I come? Are you around?
Right.
Things like that. So yeah, for
Right.
the calls, they will definitely call. But the emails, no, I don't think they will email the hub.
Okay. Now my next question is, uh, because the hub is planning on having Starlink, is
Hmm.
there the chance that we could use will the questions come in as voice calls, or will the questions come in as text messages, or will they come in as WhatsApp messages?
They will come in as phone calls. So they will
Oh,
call, someone will pick, and then they will talk like voice call.
a voice call. Okay. Okay, so that's what we should offer, in my opinion, from the technology standpoint, is we should provide a number for the clinic that can be advertised and stays with the clinic, that doesn't change depending on the franchisee. And then we don't, any, as Salam pointed out and Ben pointed out, any individual communication between the RN and the client can be done over text or WhatsApp via their personal number. But we'll have one number for the clinic, as Warihana pointed out, so that it can stay there and be part of the clinic, if you will, regardless of what happens inside the clinic. Is that what I hear you saying, Warihana, or does that work for you?
Yes, that works.
Okay, President, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, to have a number there?
Yeah, I like it to have the landline and have it be specific to the hub.
Yeah, because then the other thing is it allows the RN entrepreneur to easily hire a secretary to handle appointments or track, uh, vaccinations or whatever they might need to do. Maybe call and say, you're due for your second Hep B vaccine. Please come in. Whatever it is, it's a way for them to more easily delegate those secretarial or scheduling components of the clinic to someone else, rather than giving away their phone number or having someone use their phone to message someone.
It improves like the boundaries as well. That way the nurse can walk away from the clinic when it's closed or whatever and then be off.
True.
Versus having somebody call, at midnight or things like that. Yes, emergencies will come up. I understand that, but it'll just be better boundaries for the nurse.
Right. And so with that, just ask for thumbs up or thumbs down from Luke or Elaina, or if you have questions. Luke's good. Elaina, you're good. Okay, great. And Salam, how do you feel about Warihana and the suggestion that we just kind of came up with? Does that landline for the clinic work in your case? Okay, great. And Ben too. Perfect. Okay, so that'll kind of be part of when we set it up. I don't know what that phone set looks like. Hopefully it can just be a number over data, and we don't actually, maybe it's like a voice over IP number where we can easily put it in place and just have it right on the back of the Starlink dish. We'll figure that technology out when the time comes, but I think that that's a good plan, and that means that we don't need to set up individual emails for each hub, etc. The last question that I have about this is how will and who should get, I guess, should we have like a hub at givebasicneeds.org email address for questions or complaints? Like what if someone wants to register a formal complaint about an RN entrepreneur? Is that something that we want to give that avenue to, or should we just rely on info? Or how would somebody say that they were mistreated by the RN entrepreneur? How would Salam know that so that he could address it with the franchisee? Salam, do you want to go on that? If we need not a separate number, but maybe a complaint line or a concerns line, or so even maybe they want to register a review and say great job, or I don't know how do you feel about that, Salam? Is that a component that's missing currently that we need to discuss?
So usually most health centers, clinics do have complaint box. They have contacts for complaints,
Okay.
and those contacts are pasted at very visible vantage points where clients or the general public can easily pick the contacts and call to lay a complaint. So we can have one number that is held by the office, the head office, and that particular number will be made visibly posted on all the health hubs that people can phone in to make complaints. Just like Ben and Warhana said, most people here do not easily send emails as we easily make calls. Even with calls, people like to make direct phone calls than WhatsApp calls.
Uh-huh.
So it is good to have a contact like that. Also, the website will be readily available, and there should be a comment or complaint section that people can come in. People can also just send an email um, to the organization through our website to lay their complaints. So I think getting a separate number for that purpose will be good.
Okay, so I hear you saying that we don't and correct me if I'm wrong, we don't have any number for the Ghana office at this point in time. Salam, if anybody's getting in touch with you, it's through a personal email or personal phone call, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So it sounds like we need phone numbers for the office, a phone number for the office that maybe just always goes to voicemail if we don't have someone sitting there. And then Salam, you are the one who listens to the inbox, or maybe we have the inbox translated to an email and it's sent out to the info group or whatever. But we need a phone number for the office, and we need a phone number for each of the hubs. That's what I hear everyone saying. Does that sound right?
For what office? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, the the tamale office,
Oh, okay.
where they could register complaints, and that'll be posted, as Salam said, in the health hub. If you have a complaint, call the office in Tamale.
And so is that the correct chain of authority though? Because they're going to call and complain to us because they're a franchisee, they're themselves.
This is like if they have any complaint about service that they received
Okay.
at the hub, they should call this number, and that number should be the Tamale office number that always goes to voicemail, and that either we monitor through email, and I can help figure that out, or Salam uh, checks that voicemail message periodically to determine if his franchisees are having complaints registered against them. Does that sound right, Salam?
Yes.
Okay.
Should there, and I'm asking, just trying to play devil's advocate and figure it out. Should there be two numbers that if they have a bigger complaint, there's a phone number for the health authority in Ghana, then there's also a phone number for us. So if there's like a personnel issue or something like that, yeah, then they would possibly contact us. But if there's a bigger issue, then they would reach out to the health authority in Ghana.
I would hope that that doesn't have to happen, but
Right.
I'm not sure if there is such a thing, and people know to do that already there, or we should post it on the wall as well. What do you think, Salam?
Yeah, so I think that just having one number that leads to the office is okay. If we then receive the complaint and we realize that maybe it goes beyond us. For instance, probably the RN's action contravenes their license
Uh huh.
from the Ghana Health Authority, then we can take those steps because we are going to be responsible for the RN and the health hubs.
Right.
Um, the Ghana Health Service do not have direct control over the health hubs like we do.
Mm-hmm.
So having people make direct complaints to them uh, may yield some confusion. Somebody at the Ghana Health Service may receive a call and probably have never heard of the health hubs
Right.
and may escalate the situation. By the time you actually start to resolve the issue, probably a complaint has gone out that some people are running an illegal health center.
All right.
And by the time you resolve the issue, your reputation might have been damaged already.
Mm-hmm.
But mind you, at the point of operation, we are going to, the head office is going to have its own arrangements with the Ghana Health Service, but these agreements does not directly translate to everyone at the Ghana Health Service. Probably the front desk at the Ghana Health Service Directorate at the district level or at the regional level who will receive the call might not even be aware of the health hub's existence.
Yeah.
And every now and then we get the media carry stories out there with regards to fake medical doctors, fake health facilities. I think I have personally taken on a very big hospital that is now the regional hospital for Northeast. Ben was very supportive in that regard. When a supposed nurse or doctor was giving a wrong prescription to one of my brothers,
Oh.
and I later found out that he didn't even have the qualification. So I escalated the matter. I took it on social media. I received a lot of phone calls, even from the Ghana Medical Health Association, their head office in Accra. They were calling, and the hospital was under pressure. So the hospital management had to reach out to me. Um, I knew the situation was becoming tough. People started attacking me on social media, and their compliance officer, I think I made Ben met them once, and yeah, a lot of conversation actually went on, and I dropped the matter. The issue was resolved, and the guy was fired from the hospital. So, but at the end of the day, um, if I had not escalated it that way, the hospital wouldn't have come under scrutiny. And so people now started being careful when they go to the hospital and they are dealing with someone. But assuming there were other alternative health facilities that could deliver similar services, just like the hospital was doing, I'm sure people who had followed the story would have been tilting towards those other facilities so that they can completely avoid the risk of being uh, given wrong prescriptions or being dealt with by unqualified personnel. So sometimes people who receive complaints is very, very important. You may not know the next action the person will take. So I believe that it is okay that those complaints comes to us. We are like the supervisory body over these health hubs, and then we take the necessary steps we have to take to resolve them. If they are within our reach to resolve with just the RNs, we do that. If we have to now involve the Ghana Health Service, then we can do that as well.
I think that's the right approach.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I just know in the U.S., like if you go into a clinic, then if you have a problem with somebody there, yes, you would call the clinic. But then too, they always have patient advocacy numbers posted so that if something is happening or whatever, you can call this patient advocacy group or number or whatever, and then get help that way. So I just want to make sure everything was covered.
Yeah, no, I think that this is a good thing, and I'll take the action item to look into how to do those phone numbers, both at the health hubs as well as the office, because that's something that we need to do.
Okay, thank
Great.
you.
Yeah.
Excellent. Anything else on the health hubs? Any more topics or?
I think we're just
No?
waiting on, I mean, like Salam, I think when it comes to the deeds and the parachiefs and all of that, when do you expect to begin to work on that? Are you waiting for me on something on that? You might be muted, Salam.
Yes, so I'm still waiting on you. I think I want us to iron out our financial transactions. Then I can proceed to actually start work on that with that.
Okay.
So
Okay, yes.
when we
And
formalize, because I would the preliminary stages I would submit a purchase invoice, and at this point we are not certain how that should go.
right. Okay, gotcha. So this is all dependent on Kareem and Anderson's comments as well as the Ghana law. And have you identified the law firm that you're going to go with to review our documents?
Yes, I spoke with the auditors, and they said they do not have a legal team, but they recommended a law firm at Tugba and Associates in Tamale.
Okay.
I would visit that office tomorrow to see, to have conversations with them and see what the process will be like to engage them as our lawyers or as the law firm will be working with.
Okay, great.
According to the auditors, most of the NGOs they work with or the audits relies on this particular law firm, and it is a highly recommended law firm.
Great.
Nice.
Great. Okay, perfect. Thank you for that.
Okay, excellent. The Ghana trip, April trip. Luke, how's everything going with you and Haley's travel documents and all that good stuff?
Um, they're going, but we realized yesterday that if you don't finish your visa application within 2 weeks, they delete it.
Oh,
And so we just have to do it again, which shouldn't take that long because we have all of the documents I think that we need.
yeah.
But that I think that is our plan tomorrow.
Gotcha. Well,
Okay.
bummer. I didn't know that they deleted it. I see.
It makes sense that they don't store that stuff forever,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
On that, I just want to find out from the Presido what is the lead time so that maybe Luke and the rest on the group, I can see Amando and Co are asking questions. What's the lead time between a completed application and when the visa is issued?
I believe once they receive the documents, they process it in 7 to 10 days. Normal processing, I believe, and maybe it's 14 days, and then if it is expedited, I think it may be a week.
Oh, okay. So it means everyone is still within time. So that's okay.
Yeah, they are within time, and I think Armando's point was that he wanted to get everything in there and expedite it to see if they had anything wrong. But for him, they're dealing with a family of 6, so they have a big group that they're coordinating and so forth. So I definitely understand his
Okay.
concern with 6 applications, getting it in and making sure everything is perfect. But yeah, they still have time for sure. Yeah, and then the update or the deadline for the second payment or the last payment is March 8th. And so that's when the rest of the money will be due from everybody, and then we'll be able to get that money to Salam.
Sorry. Next correction. That will be
Yes,
sent
please.
directly to Salam.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, that will be sent USDC directly to Salam, as he has the role no longer of Give Basic Needs, but he has it of the lead concierge for the trip.
Gotcha. That's right. Okay. So yeah, all the March 8th funds will go directly to Salam, and then Salam will be able to reserve and get the rest of the trip planned and executed for us. So that's great.
Yep.
All right. Anything else on the April trip?
No. I gotta give that some love.
Okay. 57 days. If you didn't see my post yesterday in WhatsApp, 57 days.
We're gonna see you all in 57 days. Yay!
Yes. So excited. That's awesome. All right. That is all that I had. Do you have anything else?
I don't have anything else. I do. I wanted to. Oh, actually, I do. Sorry. From a technology standpoint, I have. I'm working on our artificial intelligence approach with technology going forward. I work with Ben. We're now doing reconciliations of our books using Gemini Pro, and that is working very well. Ben and I reconciled 2 accounts in what probably took us an hour, would have taken us multiple days. Feels like it. And so we're essentially exporting the general ledger from Smiley. We're sending that export as well as the bank statement to Gemini and asking it to resolve all the transactions, with the bank being the authoritative source. And so that makes it very clean as far as what is missing from the general ledger and we need in our accounts. Ben has been doing an excellent job on that. The only things that were missing were things that he wouldn't know about, like the dividends that we've earned
Or the check deposit.
Or the check deposit that took us a minute to figure out. But yeah, so that's what we're doing now is we're using that, so that's helpful. And is what that means is that identified that Ben needs Gemini Pro. I know Warihana has it requested that would be helpful for her to have as well, to have Gemini Pro. And so with that, I'm looking at how to license that through the organization, but I'm also looking at a new tool that will replace our Notebook LM knowledge base with something called OpenClaw, and that is that would be stood up on a virtual private server and hosted on our domain provider Ionis. And it could serve as an integration point into Discord, but it can also act as our second mind, if you will. So it would have all the knowledge of the organization. You could ask questions to it, generate documents from it, etc. Similar to what we do with Notebook LM. The difference being that it has better memory retention because it's run on our own server. It's not in the Google Cloud, it's not in the Google Cloud essentially. And so it also has the ability to do background tasks that could help Benjamin out when he's doing social media posts. I know that's time consuming for him. So I'm looking at how we could maybe use it to do multiple posts or a standard processes that he typically goes through, as well as for me when I do the financials and I'm looking at assets, etc. Do some basic research using a standalone web browser and automating some of the tasks that I do. So I think it's pretty likely that some in the group here will be getting Gemini Pro. I also found out that it's not required. We don't have to pay for it for our non-user accounts like Dish 1 and Dish 2. It is possible to segregate and only give Pro to actual staff members. So if I could get a vote here as to who thinks Gemini Pro would be beneficial to their work efforts through the foundation with a thumbs up, that would be great, because then I will look at taking that forward and setting that up. So if you want Gemini Pro, it looks like Warihana is good. She wants it. Luke is good. Let's see. Ben, yes. And if you're not going to use it, it costs us I think it's about $10 a month per person. So this is definitely a structural thing that can be beneficial to the organization. This is software worth investing in my opinion. And so it looks like I have 3. President would obviously get it as well, and me. So that looks like 5 licenses for Gemini Pro to help the organization move forward. Okay, great. So I'll take that action item to look at setting that up for the 5 licenses, and then we can move people in and out as needed, paying that additional premium for that pro version as necessary. So if anyone decides in the future that it would benefit them, just let me know, and I can potentially move some things around. So yeah, so we'll definitely get that rolling, because I know that that should be helpful for many. That will allow us to also better share the knowledge base and execute more robust AI transactions. So it'll essentially be like getting a helper. So, okay. So that was all I had on the technical side.
I have to add on that in Gemini and Ben's going to laugh at me, but I give Kevin a lot of crap sometimes because he talks to Gemini so much. We've named Gemini in our home, and her name is Josie because he does consult Josie quite often. Well, yesterday he and Ben were doing the counting, and I was doing something else, and they were using Gemini, and they couldn't figure out where this $9.04 came from, So they're asking me, and I'm looking around, And so I log into the bank and look at the transactions, and it said it came from a check that we had deposited and stuff. And so then I was teasing them. I'm like, see, I won over Gemini. I found it. Gemini couldn't find it. I did it.
It was Abbie's win over AI, and it was well warranted. And yes, we're all gonna celebrate and applaud her victory.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So it's good.
You had something on trademarks?
Oh, I had, I think Warihana and Benjamin were good on the trademark stuff. There were just a couple of changes that I had suggested. Warihana's title change at the bottom, the icons, and then I think we're ready to move forward with that, Warihana. I don't know if, and this is, I guess, a question for the Presidio and whoever, Warihana primarily, is that do you want to manage the trademark process now and in the future? Should we isolate it as its own project, even though we don't have a project template for it? This tasks and things could be, it could be a way to track documents, track statuses with tasks, assign tasks without a template, because it's not clearly not a giving event and it's not a grant. But we definitely, I mean, if I put my IT hat on, I would say create a project for it, because then we have it all in one place. But that will be up to Warihana and the Presidio is how they want to deal with it.
Okay. Warihana?
Yes, I agree with Kevin. Yes, we can create a project for it so that we manage everything in one space.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's best. So, who will, Warihana, are you okay creating that project?
Yeah, I can give it a try, and if I get stuck, I'll reach out to Ben or you for help because that will be
Okay,
my first
sounds
project.
good. Yeah, that sounds good. And the Presidio is very versed with projects as well, and task
Okay.
management and all that stuff. So if you're working, it sounds like it's really a you and Presidio project at this point when it comes to assignment. So however, we're all here to support everybody. So however that works out, I think creating a project's the right thing to do. And I don't have anything more on the document that we'll be submitting other than what I put in there for comments, the icon updates, and those few things. And so if you want to, this will also give us a place to create purchase invoices for your travel, Warihana to Accra, etc., to get this done. So I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think that you guys can go forward with that.
No, that's perfect.
Okay, excellent. Yeah.
All right, Danny, I see you joined us. Do you have anything for the meeting?
No,
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay. No
That's all right.
problem. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Salam, do you have anything?
No.
Okay. Warahana?
No, that's all from me.
Okay.
Okay.
Ben, how about you?
No,
Okay. Luke?
Nope.
All right. And Elaina?
Nope.
All right, great. Well, thanks for a wonderful meeting. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Reach out with any questions, and we'll see you in a week. Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye
Thank
Thank
bye.
you.
you.
Bye bye.
okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.